absolutely. I see Nyla Gerard and Caleb Gerard, hey, back there. 2 graduates, all the way from Dix Hill, Long Island, they're here. I love that. But I will say, Nyla and Caleb, they're here with their father, Stan. Perfect example. I mean, they came to, is Caleb there with him? Okay, oh, he's on the other side. Hey, Caleb. I mean, whew. First of all, understand that your children are obsessed with money. They love it. But they just have the wrong information. And Caleb and Nyla have been coming to World of Money every summer for the last 3 years. And they would just sit in the front row and inhale everything. Every presenter that taught them, they would go home and apply it to their lives and share with their parents. They have their own mutual fund, their own businesses, the whole thing. And I'm not sure of Caleb, but Nyla's 15. Caleb, how old are you, darling? 17. You know, what if we had that, you know, opportunity? But they took everything seriously, and as they know, they'll tell you, it is no walk in the park. You know, for example, we're starting to enroll children now, and we started at age 7, but I just enrolled a 5.5-year-old. Yes. And I asked him also to teach because he was just that brilliant. And I said, because he was able to explain to me the difference between leasing and owning and why that was important. Okay, that's why I want him to teach a class on real estate. And so they already have their homework assignments that I must have day 1 at the Institute. And for example, they have to watch the PBS special, the 3-hour PBS special, Niles Ferguson, The Financial History of the World, and give me the definitions of all these financial terms. And I said, the standards are high. I'm going to give you so much work, and the reason why I'm doing it is because I know you can do it. Do I expect you to sleep? I don't even care. I want my work. I want the assignments that we give you. And no child has pushed back. They want us to have standards. Yeah. They want to know how to handle this powerful currency. If we just get out of our own way as parents and give them a chance, you know, to live a prosperous life. So you don't have to worry about anything, and let them come home and share with you all that they know. But what short circuits it is when they come in the door and mom, you in the world, all right. Well, I don't want to have anything. I don't want to talk about that. You know, that's just some place that I enrolled you to drop you off, but I'm not gonna support you in that, and that's a problem. Mm-hmm. But at least we know, you know, through our instructors, and there's a few here tonight, Joseph, you know, and a few others, that we planted the seed so the next time that child, you know, hears, you know, these very powerful terms, that I remember that. I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Well, we want to open up the floor to some questions. If you all have any kind of, just I guess raise your hand. I was going to say mic there. But no, you can just raise your hand and we can ask you some questions. And while we wait for that, I want you to talk about the importance of bringing your children to China.
The reason why I added, and I was telling Melba about this, the reason why I added Mandarin to the curriculum, as far as I'm concerned, the only thing our children should learn is a foreign language, STEM, and financial education. Don't major in history like I did. What a waste that was, okay? So China is the most powerful economy on this planet. They are not playing with you about education. They're in class right now. You know, they're not playing with you in terms of business. You know, I hear, well, what about the jobs? They're over in China, and we may ask for some of them back when we go over there, but they're over there, you know? And so as a culture, they're focused on education and being producers. Here, generally, Americans, we have become a service economy and a consumer economy. The only thing that you generally are doing are making other people rich. and you're leading your children down that path as well, and then wonder why they feel so demoralized. And so, you know, it's a basic introduction. It's taught by Valerie Evering. She's African American, has lived in China. The children love her. I mean, it's like music hearing these children speak Mandarin, because I heard when Jim Rogers, a international billionaire, years ago, he said, I was watching CNBC, which I tell our children, turn off Hot 97, turn on CNBC, because they're, you know, those radio stations are determined to keep you ignorant. That's what their job is, right?
Amen.
So, and I used to work for KISS and some stuff BLS, but it's not about enlightening you. So, but anyway, I heard Jim Rogers on, and he said, I'm moving my family by the end of this year to China, because China is the next big thing as a global power, and I want to make sure that my children are fluent in Mandarin Chinese. So I can't move all of us to China, but I want our children to have at least a cursory introduction to China, as opposed to it's just the delivery man that we call to deliver food to us. You know, I mean, but even, and then we look down on that, and they have their own business, and we're talking about where are the jobs? You know, they have their own business, right? So that's one reason. And then, you know, we have 89 people going to China this year. And then we're starting enrollment for our trip for next year. And it's a friend of mine who works for Goldman Sachs, she's an investment banker, she said, she's African American, she said the African American community is not perceived to be aligned with wealth. So often I get, well, who's paying for it? I said, they're paying for it. And they're not so-called rich families. They're saving their money and investing in what they value, which will be an international trip to China. And so we have to change just what we expect of ourselves. I want to expose these children and their parents to a global economy. We're going to be visiting schools and doing presentations over there, and we're going to the Shanghai Financial Center. It's now time, and as opposed to our perception is standing outside buying sneakers, that we're going to, the next generation, you know, Stefan Mack, for example, he's going to be the next producer. A child named Avery Josiah Brown said to me, he started coming to World of Money when he was 12. And he said, Miss Lamb, I'm determined to be a philanthropist. You know, he does not come from a so-called resource household. And every year he saves his money and he sends a nonprofit charity, which is World of Money, $100. And I created a Avery Josiah Brown Mutual Fund Award. So in his name, that he comes to the graduation and we give the top performer in the final exam, he gives it to his peers, that $100 to open a mutual fund. So this is deep. You know, I saw on the Stoller report a couple weeks ago, where, you know, the subject was the future of Harlem. You know, for example, it's called The Future of Harlem. And all the 4 gentlemen around that table, none of them look like you. You know, we're not taking action in terms of being philanthropists. I want all of your children to be philanthropists, to be able to say, I want to know from all of your children, how are you going to make this planet a better place? That's what the World of Money is about, because so-called wealthy people, they give. Mm-hmm. Because because they understand it's learn, earn, save, invest, donate. Very important. Some people just earn and spend. Earn and spend.
What's the formula again? Say it one more time.
Learn, earn, save, invest, donate. Say it with me. Learn, earn, save, invest, donate. If you're doing one and not the other, you're not handling money properly.
Any questions from the audience?
That's okay. This is Lenny B for the LMS Extra Show. And take it down and take care.